Hey, I'm Felicity Fletcher. I'm an avid reader, hopeful author, and practicing witch and astrologer. And this is one of my weekly astrology videos. Welcome. We have a doozy today, so sit down, get comfortable. We have a lot to talk about. I'm going to rush through some things because there are some really important things for us to talk about. So this video is covering the week of Sunday, May 18th through Saturday, May 24th. We start off on Sunday. The moon is moving into Aquarius. Some important notes I talk about every time the moon's in Aquarius is it tends to be a time that we have more intellectual reactions. This is a time that we're open to new things. This is a time where if you need to have a tough conversation with someone, do it while the moon is in Aquarius because reactions are going to be better. They're just going to make a little bit more sense. It's going to be easier to change routines, to have things come up and have people open to what you're saying. While that is going on, Mercury is going to be squaring Mars. This is a high angst, short-tempered energy. It's going to feel very rushed. Relationships tend to be very strained during this time. It's not a good time to be making big decisions. It's not a time to be trying to finalize contracts or making negotiations. It's a time to think twice before you say anything at all. And do you really need to be saying anything? We need to stay away from anything competitive at all. This energy is just people reacting quickly, reacting harshly, just reacting. This is rough. What we need to do is take our time, think twice, be ready for people that are going to have these intense, just drastic, in-your-face reactions. The other thing is stay away from anything that's competition at all. It's a good time to find personal projects, things that you are working on by yourself. Creative is fine, it's great. If we're talking about something that requires like energy, something that requires physical activity, that's great as well. The goal here is to release some of this intense emotions, these intense reactions in a healthy way. And do not release them onto other people. That is the danger of this energy. We are moving on from there to Tuesday the 20th. First thing that's going to happen is the moon is going to move into Pisces. When the moon's in Pisces, we tend to ignore reality. We tend to ignore boundaries. Things are very dreamy. We tend to really skip details. This is a time that it's hard to really buckle down, get things done. We deal with people that are looking at things their own way. Just kind of looking at what they want to see. It requires a lot of patience. It's not my favorite energy. Pisces is my least favorite place for the moon to be, but we can get through it. The other thing that's going to be happening on Tuesday is the sun is going to be sextiling Saturn. This is happening at the very last degrees of Taurus and the very last degrees of Pisces. This energy helps with this Pisces moon because it brings with it patience, determination. It brings with us a good focus on what's coming long term, what our goals are for the future. This is a time to sit down and think about your 5-year plan, your 10-year plan. What is coming up that you really want to accomplish, and what are the things that you need to place on your foundation now to get there? The other thing that I really like about Sun sextile Saturn is a planet of responsibility. It's a planet of hard work. It has a bad reputation of just expecting a lot out of you and not giving anything at all. But the thing is that Saturn is also a planet that rules karma. Saturn is directly connected with karma. So with that, karma is good things too. So when the sun is sextiling Saturn, we tend to get recognition for our past work. This is the time that effort that you've been putting into a project, that effort that you've been putting into help at work, that effort you've been putting into your house, that you've been doing and no one's saying anything, no one's really noticing, you're going to kind of see some recognition coming up during this time. That being said, this is also the time to get ready for the next time this happens, for the next time recognition is possible. This is the time to step up, take on more, take on leadership. This is the time I get frustrated sometimes dealing with like work situations where you're told things like, dress for the job you want or act like you have the job you want. You want to be a supervisor? Start acting like a supervisor. You want to get more promotions, you want to get more, start acting that way. Start taking on those responsibilities. I am very Capricorn, I'm very money driven, so my response is always, I will take that on when you pay me to do that. But this is a time that you actually want to step up, show your leadership, show what you can do, and trust Saturn to bring that money later on. Right after this happens, the sun moves into Gemini and we start Gemini season. So happy birthday to all the Geminis out there. While the sun's in Gemini, we tend to be more sociable. We tend to be more diverse in our interests and what we want to do and what we want to engage in and who we want to engage with. Gemini is a very curious sign. It's a very curious, it wants to get out there and learn as much information as it possibly can, but it is also scattered. It can be unreliable at times, this energy, because it's so scattered. Sometimes it's hard to get from point A to point B if we put them so far apart. And so it can feel a little unreliable. The energy can make people show up late for work. It can make it so it's a little bit harder to really lock in, to get a bunch of people together in one space or in one frame of mind, because everybody's all over the place. That is what happens. We just have to be patient with it. We have to see where it takes us. We have to see where this diverse interest takes us. Maybe it's going to take us down a path we've never thought of before. We still have to stay in control. So yes, it's okay to be scattered. It's okay to have very diverse interests and things like that. We just want to keep it under control enough that we can come back when we need to. It's okay to venture away. Just make sure you can still see the road. All right, moving on. Next we have Thursday the 22nd. One of the things that's really happening this week that I do find interesting is on the days that the moon moves, we have a bunch of other aspects going on too. So you're going to kind of see that. We've talked about Sunday, Tuesday, now we'll talk about Thursday, and then Saturday. We only have 4 days that we're talking about stuff, but big things are happening. So Thursday the 22nd, first thing, moon moves into Aries. This is the fresh start to the moon cycle. This brings with it energy, enthusiasm. It brings with it spontaneous things. When the moon's in Aries, things happen and we go, we do. The moon in Aries gives us that motivation we need to just go. The other thing that will be happening is Venus is going to be trining Mars. This just really increases our social awareness and our social interactions. We actually want to go interact with people. Like even the most extreme introvert will want to have interactions with other people while Venus is trine Mars. It brings with it increased charisma. You're going to see a lot of people that are really just getting along, people that are interested in each other. It's going to be a time that we want to talk and we want to engage and we want to learn about other people. It's going to stimulate our creativity. This is a time to create. This week is the time to create. And Thursday is going to be such a good day to do that. We're going to have so much creativity. And yes, this is like art projects. This is writing projects. But this is also how you get things done around the house, how you do your daily routine, how you have a workflow. This is a time to get creative with how do you get things done? How do you run those reports? What order do you do them in? This is a time to embrace creativity on all aspects of our life. This is a time to go, to do, and to put things into action. The moon in Aries is helping us. Venus trine Mars is helping us. And Sun is also going to sextile Neptune. I can talk. So much going on this week that everything's getting jumbled. Let me take a moment. Let me look at my notes. Let's get this right. Thursday, the 22nd, the moon is moving into Aries, Venus is trine Mars, and Sun is sextiling Neptune. This increases our intuition and it increases our creativity. It brings with us valuable and unusual insights. Neptune is rules Pisces. Neptune and Pisces, we have this alternative version of reality when we're talking about Neptune. But that alternative version, as long as we understand that this is not the real version of life, this is not what is actually going on, it can bring with it so many good insights, valuable insights, and things that we can learn, things that we can apply to our lives in creative ways. We tend to have greater empathy during this time, so this is a time to help others. This is a time to get charity work done. This is a time to really look at how can I positively influence my community? How can I positively influence those around me? How can I help? The other thing when Sun is sextiling Neptune is we tend to have very vivid dreams. We tend to have very visions. People tend to get visions while Sun is sextiling Neptune. Go ahead and trust them. This is a time we are creating. Things are going to be a little strange. They might not be exactly what we thought. So take that creativity and apply it and trust it. And if it doesn't work, we can change it again in the future. But this is the time to try new things. Create new things. All right, I just had to flip my page because we have one entire page discussing Saturday the 24th. Let's dive in. So the first thing I want to talk about is the moon moves into Taurus. This brings with it us seeking things that bring us peace, seeking things that bring us comfort. We tend to be a little bit more stubborn while the moon's in Taurus. Money tends to be a focus too. While the moon's in Taurus, this is a good time to sit down, look at your budget. This is a good time to be able to cut things out, but also know where to apply more. There are times that there are places that we need to spend more money. We need to do more. We need to really search for something that we need. Taurus cares about our needs and it cares about our wants. And the moon's going to help us find that. All right, let's talk about the aspects first. So we have two aspects and then we have one major planetary move. So the first aspect we're going to talk about is Sun trine Pluto. This is intense. It brings with it very intense experiences. It brings with us a search and a need to have complete understanding of things. Complete understanding of ourselves, complete understanding of the systems that we work with, the complete understanding of the structures of society and life around us. This energy wants to get rid of anything that is in our way, anything that is not productive, anything that does not help. It will often remove these things, whether we are ready for that or not. We tend to have people lashing out when we are having any sort of Pluto aspects. We also have to remember Pluto is retrograde, so we actually just recently had this aspect. It is coming back again. There are things that are going to keep coming up. There are going to be people that keep fighting this. It's going to be rough for them. We are going to see people lashing out, but we know that if something leaves our life suddenly, Pluto didn't want it there, and that's okay. It didn't need to be there then. It's a time to really dig deep. And during this aspect, we need to ask ourselves, what do we want and how do we get it? What do we want from our lives and how do we get it? How do we get to that goal? How do we accomplish what we want? So take some time, do some self-reflection on Saturday. It'll be good for all of us. Then we have Mercury conjunct Uranus. This stimulates our thinking. This increases that thought process that we're going through with the Sun trine Pluto. It increases this thirst for knowledge and understanding. It does take away our concentration, so it makes it a lot harder. It pulls things in from unexpected places. The stranger is the better during Mercury conjunct Uranus. There's going to be strange things introduced to our lives. There's going to be strange things that come up. It's not going to make any sense, and we need to embrace it because it's within the unexpected that we find new things. It's going to be a good time to experiment. It's going to be a good time to really just change things up. When we change things up, it's going to lead to exciting discoveries. It's going to bring us unexpected news. We're going to try an experiment, and it is not going to work out how we think. And that is a good thing. It is a good thing to just create something new. It is the time to create, and we never know what we're going to find. So we just need to embrace it. It's going to be very intense. There's going to be a lot going on Saturday with these two aspects. And it's going to bring up a lot of emotions. It's going to bring up a lot of feelings, and we have to embrace it. The final thing we are going to talk about today, and it's actually we're going to talk pretty significantly about this because this is important. Saturn is moving. Saturn is going from Pisces into Aries. Now, it will be there for about 6 months or so, maybe a little less, before it's going to retrograde back into Pisces, be there for a little bit, and then at the beginning of next year, it's going to go into Aries for good, where it will be for about 2 years. Saturn is a slow-moving planet. Saturn forces us to slow down. It forces us to get rid of things. It forces us to put foundations in place. Saturn is a planet of responsibility and karma. Saturn comes in and expects us to put the foundation in place. It expects us to get rid of things that are no longer productive for us. Saturn expects us to mature. When it moves, it feels like a lot is going on. When it makes that jump from one sign to another, it is intense. It slows things down. It forces people to think. Some people do not like it. The rest of us know what's coming. Specifically, as Saturn moves into Aries for the next few months and then for the next few years, basically on and off until 2028, Saturn in Aries is going to be assessing our systems. Let me say that again. Saturn in Aries is going to be assessing our systems. Where do we get our energy? Where do we get our motivation? But more specifically, what are we doing with it? During this time, Aries is a very independent sign. It's going to be searching for independence. Saturn is going to be figuring out who we are. We are going to be finding out our authentic selves, and we are going to be figuring out how to express ourselves. Saturn is going to throw wrenches in plans. If we are not on the right path, if we are not doing what we need to do for ourselves, if we are not thinking for ourselves, Saturn's going to come in and just mess everything up. I think this is going to be very interesting to see how it plays out in politics, because how many people aren't thinking for themselves when it comes to the political nature? How many times are you seeing these memes or these news articles and people are just believing them instantly? Like, oh, that's what's happening. That's what's going on. And none of it's true. I think we're going to see a very interesting impact on news and media during this time, because Saturn demands the truth. We are not thinking for ourselves. If we are not seeking the truth ourselves, Saturn will demand it. It's going to be a very personal energy as well. Saturn's going to focus on the foundation of this path. Aries, I've talked about Aries before a lot. Aries cares a lot about trailblazing, about pushing through, about creating our own thing. Creating our own thoughts, creating our own structures, creating our own sense of who we are. Aries is ready to blaze that trail. It is ready to create new trails that no one has ever thought of before. Saturn is coming in to give us the foundation to do that. We need to be ready to face fears that we have over things like failure. We need to face our fears about things that we may lose. Recognition, losing influence, losing power over people. We have to face those fears, because while Saturn in Aries pushes for independence for ourselves, it pushes for independence from other people as well. So we are not going to have the same relationships with authority that we had before. We are not going to have the same relationship with those who are underneath us that we have control over than we had before. And we need to be ready for that. It's going to take its time. There's going to be a lot of energies. It's going to feel very slow moving. Saturn is here to do it right. It does not care about doing things quickly. Saturn is quality control. We don't care about the quantity we are producing. We care about the quality. And the quality is who we are and how we present ourselves and what we are doing with the life that we've been given. This is going to be a time to look very closely at ourselves. This is going to be a time to really, it's a time to create who we want to be and who we truly are. We will have more opportunity to talk about Saturn in Aries, because like I said, we're going to have this for a few months. It's then going to move back into Pisces before it moves into Aries again. So this will come up a few times. It's a lot of energy this week. It's going to be a lot of work, but it's going to be a lot of creation. One of the things that I do personally is I look at the astrology for each day, and I put either a plus or a minus sign in my daily planner. If there's a plus sign, that means I need to grab onto life. I need to go, I need to do, I need to say yes, I need to be excited, I need to just put myself out there. When it's a minus sign, it's time to rest. It's time to take care of me. It's time to say it's okay if everything doesn't get done. This week, we have a lot of pluses. It's a time to get out there. It's a time to go. It's a time to do. It's a time to create. And I can't wait to see what we all create. Thank you for sticking with me. I know this was a long video. I know we had a lot to cover. I know my tongue tied a few times, so I had to repeat myself to make sure I was saying it correctly. I appreciate you. I appreciate everybody that watches these videos, and I'm so happy you're on this journey with me. I will be back next Thursday, and I will see you then.